had a good Thanksgiving?
Happy Thanksgiving. I know.
You did.
Yeah, well, we won. We're trying to lose, but we win.
Yes. So your team's not playing today. My team's not playing today. Our Bears fans are here. Their team's not playing today.
Lions aren't playing today.
No, Lions aren't playing today. Green Bay's not playing today. The Eagles are playing today.
Yeah.
Some teams played yesterday.
Was it yesterday? It was Friday.
Well, yesterday, some college teams played.
Oh.
So I was going to wear black today because I am in mourning 4 years in a row. Losing to Michigan. It's a sad day to be an Ohio State fan, but thank God Miami lost. Dropped you down. Thank God for a 12-team playoff. So,
Hey, Kristin.
hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian. Brian's here. Turn the music down for us. Bears
Thanks,
lost,
Brian.
the heartbreaker.
They did.
All right. Oh.
Whoa. That Bears game.
Oh,
Well, before we
let's get into Thursday's games.
before we even get into any games, us at the WSSE.
Oh, is that what we are?
We're-
WSSE. We got a nickname.
Worst sports show ever. We consider ourselves giving people, I feel like, don't you think?
We do consider ourselves giving people.
We give away a lot of sports memorabilia, some Tyreek Hill jerseys,
Yeah, I'm
some
carrying a whole bunch of stuff in my car.
Ricky Running Waters jerseys, stuff like that. Yesterday we gave Carl his nice Raiders onesie, which he's not wearing today, which is weird today. But we have some gifts also to give out today.
Oh, we do.
Oh, we do.
We do.
Let's see what we got in
If you show up to Rafferty's, you come to our show, you might get a gift.
Santa Taylor's bag of tricks here. What do I got? First we got one for good old Kristin here.
Oh.
We got her Browns onesie.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm gonna be wearing this today.
Yep. Yep. Get to show that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
Then-
my first onesie. I don't.
Really?
Onesie, yes.
Then for one of our loyal Bears fans, we have some nice Justin Fields memorabilia.
Is that on clearance?
Now we got these last year at Dave and Buster's, me and Tatum. So Mo can keep those for his collection. We also have a Vita Vea one if we do have a Bucks fans coming down. And then we also like to buy random memorabilia, and based on the teams that we get, we like to give them away to our loyal fans. So we happen to actually get a Bears. And look, we have
our most loyal fan.
To our most loyal fan. We happen
Oh,
to.
no.
Oh, it's for Patty.
It's for Patty.
Brian Urlacher signed jersey.
Oh my God, no way.
Yes.
To me.
Merry Christmas.
Nope.
That's Patty.
Hold on. Let's show it to the camera, Patty.
Brian's trying to steal it.
Oh, whatever.
Perfect.
Urlacher.
There we go. We are giving away prizes if you couldn't hear us.
Yes, we gave away signed memorabilia.
It's not memorabilia. Come on down. Get the memorabilia. We are the WSSE.
As you can tell
Worst sports show ever.
by that first segment.
So let's get to a real segment now. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good.
Yeah, I saw you had the whole family together with the Podolskis and
Relax, football,
Yeah.
food.
yeah, Mo cooked me like
I
a
haven't taken
16-course meal of carbs. It was delicious. We're still eating it.
I haven't taken out mid-turkey.
Oh, wonderful.
Not for a grill. Save the day.
Did you grill your turkey?
After the oven gave out.
Grilled turkey. It's a new
Wow.
thing.
Oh, Mom.
All right. So
I did
first game on Thanksgiving was the
Lions and Bears.
Yes, the Bears. Another heartbreaking loss.
I saw the list of the ways the Bears have lost this year. It is crazy. It's one of those things, once again, that we talk about all the time on the show, that this league is a one possession league, and just one play can
If the
Yeah.
Bears were the Chiefs lose
Yes.
those games. I mean, the Bears would be the Chiefs if they win those games, those one possession games.
The
But-
Chiefs win those.
yeah, the
games.
Chiefs are finding ways to win that.
The Chiefs have Andy Reid.
And you guys do not have Matt Eberflus anymore.
Thank you, God.
The Bears did fire coach midseason. The guy who is now your coach was, I think, sweeping the parking lot like 3 weeks ago.
No, he was here. He was.
But the Lions did have a dominating lead in that game throughout pretty much the whole game. And then they gave it up at the end. Bears get it back at the end of the game. They start driving a little bit. They actually get into field goal range. And then they get a sack. And then they don't call a timeout.
Or spike the ball.
Or spike the ball. Every 12-year-old on Madden would have called a timeout there, but for some reason he didn't. They chuck it down the field into triple coverage, and the game's over.
Does it say more about? I mean, the Lions should have won that game handily, and it was very, very close. I mean, are we worried about the Lions?
No. Do you wonder if they got a little cocky?
I feel like they took the foot off the gas a little bit in the second
Maybe
half.
past the
Like
Bears?
Like, for example, Jahmyr Gibbs, a.k.a. known as Sonic, he had 87 yards rushing in the first half. He had 2 in the second half. Like, they didn't even hand the ball off. Like, they were just dominating the line of scrimmage in that first half. They didn't even hand the ball off in that second half. So it was just weird.
Maybe
They kept on
that's a
throwing.
better way to say it. Cocky, maybe it's not.
Well, they were
correct.
throwing it
Put
with
off
Goff a
the
little bit, and
Yeah.
he's not that good. So
It might be a nice wake-up call for them to
I don't
almost
think
lose
so.
to a Bears team. They need. I mean, they've had some close games as well. The one in Houston, they won on that walk-off field goal. So, what do the Bears do? Who do they bring in to coach?
anyone. So
John Gruden.
So the 3 last number 1 picks that they've had, they've ended up firing their coach the same season that they've had it. So
But
Brian does
It's
have a
different
question, by
coach.
the way.
not the last 3,
What?
except
I
for
have a
this one.
question.
Wait, except for this one, the last 2, we'll call it, Trubisky and Fields, the coaches that were fired were not the ones that drafted.
Well, and I think that Caleb is actually the future of them. I don't think Trubisky was ever going to be the future of the Bears.
no,
Yeah.
I don't disagree, but there's where the difference.
I mean, there are some bright spots for these Bears. They are staying in these games, and now if they can figure out ways to win them, they're not going to blow
well,
out.
it was a weird game because their defense has kind of been carrying them all game. In the first half, they just got decimated. I felt like they
But
couldn't
every
stop
game-
anything.
Every game from what week? Well, all started the heartbreaks. Every game they've been dominated. One game they started playing in the third quarter. And you're like, okay, this is good. And then the rest of them, they didn't play. They didn't show up.
You
until
said
the
you
fourth quarter.
watched a montage of NCAA fights yesterday.
Yeah.
They should have a montage of Bears heartbreaking
Yeah.
losses.
Wow.
This year.
And some sad music in the
It's
background.
tough being a Bears fan. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it
What I
is
said
tough.
about head coach Chris Kingsbury, I think is number 1 now. I just thought.
Do you have a question, Brian, before we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Tear down with you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but-
thought he's most ever without an interception. Blah blah blah. Since they switched OCs, he's had some crazy
Kristin?
thing going on.
Yes.
How many games did the Bears
Lose.
lose in the 2022
22.
season?
Wow, good job. You read that all by yourself almost.
A lot, I'm thinking.
2022. Was that Justin Fields?
Yes,
I said,
I'm going to say 12.
Oh, because they had the number 1 overall pick. Oh, no, you traded for the number 1 overall pick.
Speaking of stuff we gave away, we also gave away a
Yeah.
Ozzie Newsome Browns jersey to one of our faithful fans who's watching right now, Greg Foltz.
Yeah, Ozzie Newsome grew up. He
I
was
know
great
the
with
answer
them.
to it.
You know the answer? I just saw the answer.
What
Do you
is
have a
it?
guess?
I'm gonna say 12, but I'll go 13.
13. Come tell the answer.
14.
14.
14.
Somewhere around there.
I know so much useless Bears trivia questions now. When I talk to Bears fans at work, I'm just like, oh, did you know this guy rushed for more yards in the Super Bowl than any other Bear?
I mean, they
Like,
have.
how do you know this?
Even better than Walter Payton.
Man.
I mean, they've had a top 5 pick the last few years, so you know they have to lose a lot of
And they
games.
still have great picks coming up this year from the Panthers. The Panthers should have fired everybody after.
Speaking of top 5 picks, the Giants will be there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't get to see much of your game in the middle of Thanksgiving. I was pretty busy at work. So tell me what happened in your game.
I mean, we just try to lose what we can against the Lions. I mean, the Giants are just so bad. We beat them 14 out of the last 16 times we played them. It's just not even fun playing them.
What's the running back? Rico Dowdle? Is that his
Yeah,
name?
first 100-yard
Yeah.
game of the year, first rushing touchdown of the year. Didn't help me with Dak or with having CD Lamb. My fantasy team's on its last legs. I need to win out, and I need some miracles to happen today. So we'll see what happens. But we got the win. It was a pretty easy win.
Yeah, you're on a 2-game win streak now. Are you
Yeah.
happy about that?
I mean, if we win out, it'll be good, I guess.
Okay. You have you don't have any chance of making the playoffs right now.
If we win out,
If you went out, all right. How's
which
your
our schedule looks easy. I mean, we play the dumpster pigeons and the.
Looks easy. We're just playing a team on a 9-game win streak or 7-game.
I mean, they're not that good though. The Eagles.
They say that when they beat you again. All right, and then the nighttime game was actually
Not very good.
yeah, Green Bay. Well, Green Bay looks pretty good. Green Bay looks like they're getting it together at the right time. Which
Well-
these Bears fans are rolling their eyes at me.
Well, all it showed was a bunch of people who live in Miami, 80-degree weather year round, who go into 20-degree freezing weather.
Yeah, Miami's
and then you get
defense is
hit. You
very
get
good.
hit once in that weather. You're like, oh, I don't want to be hit again.
What team was it in the playoffs that knocked Green Bay out in Lambeau? It was so flippant. Was it San Francisco?
Yeah, it was San Francisco.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'll tell you, like I tell the internet, it's football.
No,
Deal with
but
it.
Miami's different than San Francisco. San Francisco's cold.
Not like that.
I mean, it's cold.
Not like
It's like
Green Bay.
50s.
So last week I did say Waddle needed to get off the schneid, and Waddle got off the schneid.
She did.
He did. That was last Sunday he did. But yeah, Miami, Tua was playing pretty well and everything, but
He has 11 touchdowns and 1 pick, I think, since he's been back.
Yeah.
So he's been doing.
yeah,
yeah.
but the run game, they cannot get that run game going. I mean, all these studs, they have all these studs on offense, and it's just they can't figure out.
Well, they give it to a chain a lot.
Yeah, but he didn't have a great game, and I'm excited about Green Bay on the other side of the ball, though. I just think with that receiving core, you never know who it's going to be at that receiving core. They have 3-4.
I know. I'm glad I was going
against.
against Jaden Reed in that game because he caught 2 touchdowns.
Oh, both. So thank you. And I just think Green Bay can make a sneaky run in these playoffs. They're definitely. I think they're gonna make a playoffs. They're probably gonna get 3 teams out of the NFC North in the playoffs there. And I just think that Jordan Love is really figuring it out. He's limiting his mistakes. That defense looks really good, and they just seem like a complete team that going into December, that's what you want. So I'm kind of high, and they're very likable. Without Aaron Rodgers there, I'm liking that Green Bay team. And then we had.
Thank you.
I don't know how Vegas gets these spreads so wrong. They had the Chiefs a 13-point favorite. They had the Buckeyes a 20-point favorite. And I mean, it's Vegas. They should know better. I mean, the Chiefs have been playing like to the level of their opponent. Chiefs Raiders.
Well, I did say all week, all year that Michigan was going to beat you guys because you guys are.
I said it. I said they're coming to play, and but we don't talk about that anymore. I don't.
So
wanna talk about that. It's over.
Chiefs Raiders was another crazy game. It reminded me kind of the Georgia Tech Georgia game that
Speaking
happened.
of the Chiefs, I did win the Survivor pool last week with the Chiefs win. Where's my money?
Oh, I forgot to bring it.
Where's my money? I'm gonna send you that, Brian and Stewie. Give me my money. Break some orange juice. in
Yeah,
your
I forgot
eyes.
to bring it. One thing I forgot today.
But I did get a onesie, but no money.
Nope, but you won $300.
You got to bet. Can you pay for my drinks today? I don't have any money. Taylor forgot my money. Yes, the Chiefs almost lost that game last week against the Panthers. Again, a 1-possession game, a 1-score game. Come down to the end of the game. Again, this one, another nail biter.
Well, it's just the same thing, I guess, where I didn't watch it, but I heard that they fumbled right at the end or something like that happened where they're in field goal range and they ended up losing. Same thing with Georgia Tech. What happened at Georgia, where they had that game in hand, fumbled and lost that game. So Chiefs are winning these 1-possession games. It's not.
Can they hold on? Can they keep doing this?
Historically, that says no. That does not happen. Typically, someone, especially in the playoffs, those you don't get that lucky. Like one of those plays get tightened up, and
Well, because you're playing a Panthers, you're playing a Raiders. You're not going to be seeing those teams in playoffs. You're going to be seeing the Bills. You're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
I don't know who else in the AFC.
yeah, the Bills are really licking their chops this year. Thinking it's going to be their year, I think.
Yeah, and you're saying in history, but in history, those teams didn't have Patrick Mahomes. That Mahomes.
No, but what I'm talking about with that is a lot of history boils down to, or when you look at the standings in a schedule, the point differential really determines who the best teams in the league are. And when you look at the point differential of the Chiefs, it's not that big because they win all these close games.
Yeah.
We win as many games as we lose.
They are coming to Cleveland in a couple weeks, in 2 weeks, so
Should be interesting.
Yeah, they'll be Travis Kelce's hometown. All right, let's get into this week's games.
Let's get into it.
Let's go to New York. The New York Jets.
Giants.
Jets.
Can we talk about Giants too after?
We already talked about the Giants.
Yeah.
They lost. The Giants suck.
They really
You're talking about my dad's team.
Yeah, your dad's team sucks.
did.
All right.
Who won
So,
the pick'em last week? I feel like I did good on the picks last week.
you know what? I didn't even check the line.
Oh.
I've been slacking on that. I was, I was all happy. It was victory Sunday for me last week. Buckeyes won, Browns won, and not today. I'm just in a little bit of mourning, a little somber today. But all right,
I'm happy. I already said it's hockey season. I went to the hockey game last night. My Maple Leafs dominated the static, easy fashion, up 4-0 with about 5 minutes to go. Then we give up 3 straight goals, and it was 4-3, but we get an empty netter, win 5-3.
Okay, so Seahawks, Jets.
Seahawks.
All right, yes, they have the number 2 passing offense.
Oh, this was one where I was right last week. You picked Arizona. You picked the Mosquito. I picked Seattle because the Mosquito's terrible. Seattle, they ended up dominating them.
Yeah. Seattle's defense has been great. They've been allowing like very low points per game in the last couple games here. They have the number 2 pass offense, but they're going up against that Jets, the one bright side of the Jets, that number 2 pass defense with Sauce Gardner and those guys back there. They've only allowed 16.3 points since week 9. That's 4th in points allowed, and they're playing to run really well. So DK Metcalf is doing Smith the Jigba is playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he had a couple touchdowns last week. Gino's still second in the league in passing yards. He is leading the league in interceptions, though, with 12. 12.
The Jets rush defense also is not very good, so I'm expecting.
There's Maya. She's in mourning with you as well.
Maya, congratulations on your wedding. Sorry about our loss. Wasn't it like her birthday too?
Lots going on with Maya.
Yeah, Maya's got a lot going on in her life right now. But I expect Kenneth Walker to see some good touches there. Seattle has a pretty hard remaining schedule. So this NFC West is pretty tight right there. The 49ers are still trying to make a run at it. Right now you got the Cardinals, the Seahawks at the top there. They still have to pay Minnesota, Green Bay, Arizona again, so Seahawks, I don't know. They could be another kind of sneaky team.
They're favored by 2 points. Over under is 42.5. The Seahawks are 1-5 against the spread the last 6 games. It's always iffy this year betting wise because it always depends. A lot of it's weather based. When it comes to this time of year, you never know what the weather's going to be like. You never know what the wind's going to be like. All those factors come into play. So some of these games, they could be blowouts or bigger. Some of those are blowouts. Some people are Joe Burrow and have small hands. They can't throw and blah, blah, blah. So you never know.
Yeah.
You were number 2 last week. I was the bottom.
Oh, see?
Who won?
I feel like I was right.
So going on that about like that's been El Bushman won. Oh, congratulations, El Bushman.
Good job, El Bushman.
He's been pulling up the rear a few weeks in a row, so it's nice for him to get a nice.
Well, after his static loss to my Leafs last night, so
all right, here's
I'm picking the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, here's a note that I noticed. It's just in general that in 2024 home teams have a 52.5% winning percentage. In 55 seasons, that's the 51st worst. And in the last couple of years, we've had the 53rd and 55th. So home field advantage really doesn't matter anymore. It's almost 50-50 if you're on the home. Remember, you used to go to Seattle. You can never win in Seattle. It's hard to win in Denver. It's hard to win in Lambeau. What do you think attributes to this where the home team is not winning anymore? That's why I don't know these spreads. Normally you get 3 for being at home. And I mean, it's just been a weird.
Seattle's not as good as they used to be.
So the crowd's not as loud, I guess.
But
yeah, it's just interesting that home field advantage is not. Yeah,
I think it's more of a factor during the playoffs.
So because when I look down these things and I'm like, oh, I picked all the home teams, but I'm taking Seattle too. I think the Jets have a lot still to figure out there. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the answer. He's talked about it. He's not sure if he's going to play next year. I think he should retire.
I think he should go away. He's toxic.
But he's got that cocky attitude. He's that kind of guy where he wants to go out on a high note, not like a losing season. So I'm feeling, I don't know if he'll be on New York, but
well, they all say he's gonna, which means he's not.
So, well, we'll just move down the list here today.
All right.
We'll go to the AFC North. We got a nice rivalry game here. Pittsburgh's going into Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's coming off that loss to Cleveland. Man, Joe Burrow would be a runaway MVP candidate if his team had a winning record.
Yeah, I sent you the stats that he has better stats than Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's one of the leading MVP favorites for this year. Joe Burrow, they're talking about him leaving Cincinnati and just feeling bad for him the way, they felt bad for Matt Stafford and with the Lions, so on and so forth. Since he is favored in this game by 3,
which
believe
I was
it or
kind
not.
of surprised about that.
I wasn't. I'm going to pick Cincy in this game.
Really?
I like them. I mean, I like Pittsburgh's defense, but I don't think they're going to be able to put up with a barrage of offense that Cincy's going to bring to them. I know they'll probably get after Burrow a few times because they don't have an offensive line.
But I mean, you have Burrow and Chase are leading all categories. Chase has more receiving touchdowns than anybody else right now, 3 more than the next guy. So you tell these stats and you think oh wow, this should be a Super Bowl team. This guy's leading touchdowns, but their defense effing sucks. Their defense is absolutely atrocious, and that's why they're putting up 30 points a game and losing all these games. The Bengals have to win out the rest of their games if they want to even sniff the playoffs. Earlier in the season, we were talking about being the biggest threat to the Chiefs, but that defense is just atrocious. Here is an interesting stat. Pittsburgh's 5-0 versus teams that are over 500, and they're 3-3 versus teams that are minus 500. So Pittsburgh is losing to the bad teams. They're playing the level of competition. I'm taking the Steelers in this one. I just think that, I think that they're coming off that loss to Cleveland. They're going to figure some things out. Russell Wilson's playing really well. And that defense, I think what's the over under in this game?
48.5.
I don't know. It's kind of high, but I just feel like that defense just gives up so many points. So,
Overs has hit every time the Bengals face someone with a winning record this year.
oh, that's your betting nugget this week. I'm taking Steelers. I'm surprised you're taking Cincinnati.
I like Cincinnati. I don't like the Steelers.
Jabbar's cute.
I don't like either of them. All right. Indy and New England. This game's a little interesting to me.
Yeah, because Drake May is the man.
Yeah, Drake May. I got a lot of notes about Drake May.
Let's hear it. You
You
got
say
all the
that?
stats.
I
There.
got all the stats today.
I have nothing.
First of all, these are the two youngest quarterbacks in the league playing, which I was surprised about, but I guess they both came out of college maybe a little bit early.
Mhm.
Both 22 years old. May is what was my stat? It's back here somewhere, but he's
It's 8.7 yards a rush.
Yes.
It's the most for a
Yeah, I
rookie
heard that.
most in the NFL right now, I think.
and the most ever all time.
Well, Michael Vick had the most
Second.
ever, for 8.5. So, but Michael Vick had about 123 rushes, where Drake May right now is only at 33 or something like that. He's got more scrambles of 10 plus yards than any of the other quarterbacks. He's like 9.6 yards per scramble. The one thing about him though, he's got to take care of the ball. He's got 7 turnovers in 3 games.
Yeah,
So-
four games in a row with one. He has thrown. One of the things I do like about him is that he's thrown 10 touchdowns. Each one of the touchdowns has gone to a different receiver. So I like not just dialing in on your X receiver, on your wide receiver. You have all these different reads, all these different receivers. So
Yeah.
I like him a lot. Obviously, I've mentioned it the past few weeks. I do think that the Indianapolis is going to get the win. They kind of find sloppy ways to win. Josh Downs is going to be out this today, which is going to hurt them a little bit. But the Patriots just got annihilated last week by the Dolphins. And
Yeah, I mean, but Anthony Richardson, I really don't have a lot of faith in him. He's got the worst completion percentage in the league.
I know
5
it's tough for me to
touchdowns,
pick
7
the,
interceptions. Yeah, I mean, he's not. I think his over under for passing yards today is somewhere around like 150, something crazy like that, 160. But I want to see some of Ramondre today. Ramondre's been a little bit quiet. When May had that scramble to send him in overtime a few weeks ago, like we thought it was like a fluke, but now the more he's been playing, it's like no, maybe this is kind of the guy's style. He scrambles and he makes these big plays. But yeah,
Indy is favored by 2.5.
yeah, they have the 27th ranked rush defense, so I do expect to see some Ramondre. I think I'm going to take New England in this one.
All right.
I think New England at home, they're quietly kind of rallying around May, and they're not as bad as we thought they were. In the beginning of the season, we thought they were going to be a disaster, and there's actually some teams that are worse than them. Do you want to come and say, you want me to come on camera and congratulate you to everybody?
You have to do that.
I will. I said you weren't gloating too much today. We have Carl here. He's very happy today.
We talked about giving Carl his onesie yesterday. Kristin got her onesie today. We also gave away our
Yeah,
Urlacher
Leanna said you
signed.
want to put it on. She wants to put it on.
Patty got her Urlacher signed jersey today.
And Brian tried to steal it. He said, give it to me.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and Brian tried to take it.
So yeah, Carl's feeling good today. Doesn't even care that his Raiders lost to the Chiefs. Doesn't even matter.
That's garbage. No, the Chiefs. Are you kidding? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I didn't realize Bowers, your guy
It's
Bowers, is like
ridiculous.
up there at third and
The Chiefs are
receiving.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
They really are.
that's the word of the day. Ridiculous. Remember Pee Wee Herman had that, and he'd say it, and he'd go, oh.
Seven after you.
Well, when
No,
Carl,
no, you don't have a chance when you go. I mean, where'd that flag come from? Why was that not
Oh,
called?
I'm so sick of flags.
Dude,
Honest to God.
I know Ohio State had no flags in that game yesterday. They should have
None.
called every
None.
single play.
none. Not one
They were holding the
flag.
crap out of everyone, and they were going to get one call.
Dude, it was crazy.
I was like, oh, yeah, that one pass interference call. That was it. Which is
That's
blatant
'cause we
pass.
play
They're like, we
clean
cannot
football.
call it.
We
We
are a clean
cannot
football
call it.
team.
Man, that was bad.
I'm excited about this game.
I'm picking Indy. You're picking.
I'm
New
picking
England.
the,
Which is the next one?
The next one.
Oh, you're excited. You're always excited about the
Vikings games?
no about the Arizona games.
I know, but the Arizona games are fun.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. And by the way, Kyler Murray is rushing the least amount of his career. He's only going 4.4 rushes per game. So he's kind of balancing out. But before he was that scrambling guy, that little mosquito back there running it. Yeah, I mean, Trey McBride's playing great. James Conner is really putting together a nice season.
They
there.
re-signed him for 2 years.
But it's going to be rough against the Minnesota rush team. They are first, allowing about 74 yards a game.
Yeah, they're going to get blown out today by Minnesota because Mosquito can't do anything. They're terrible. They're actually throw the ball to Justin Jefferson today.
Darnold's 8th in QBR. Murray's 11th in QBR. So we're actually talking about, and all their stats, they're pretty much in the top 10 in all their stats there. I don't know why you hate Kyler Murray. He's really putting together a nice little season there. Marvin Harrison had some injuries and stuff, but he's been awfully quiet. He was supposed to make that rookie impact.
Oh, wait, when we played Minnesota, didn't we take somebody out? One of their defensive guys? I mean, heard him kind of where he's out.
Maybe.
I can't remember names. So.
Well, speaking of not remembering names, this no-name offense of Buda Baker and friends, they've only allowed one offensive touchdown in the last 3 games. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Justin Jefferson needs to get off the schneid today. He hasn't had a touchdown in a few
He
months.
did throw. Darnold was keying in on Justin Jefferson the first half of the season, and now he hasn't thrown to him the last 4 weeks.
Addison's kind of been his
Addison.
guy. Yeah, Addison's been his guy. I mean, he's got the Naylor out there, Hawkinson. So it's
Hawkinson hurt.
is Hawkinson playing today? I think he
Yeah.
may be out today. He is playing today.
I think so.
I've not seen the report. The spread on this is 3.5.
Yep.
I don't know. This is a tough one for me because Arizona has not been good on the road. I picked them on the road last week. They didn't win. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Minnesota at home. Those fans have been pretty loud this year. The skull.
They
What
were
are they?
pretty loud against the Bears, and we still
I hate
found a
this
way to
school.
come back.
You hate the skull.
So annoying.
And Houston, they say swarm.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know. I was like, swarm what? You're a Texan. That's like a bee.
No, swarm. It's warm. Swarm.
Is it warm in Texas?
I don't know.
It's warm.
over there.
It's warm. They're saying it's warm. It's warm. Speaking of Texans, I'm taking Minnesota. He says it's gonna be a short show. We're already 25 minutes in.
We've done some other things.
We do a lot of talking.
Speaking of Texas, I'm taking.
We're not talking about the Texans on this game.
Why?
It's Commies and Titans.
Oh, that was the next one on my notes. I didn't have any notes on this game.
Well, my Cowboys beat the Commies, blah, blah, blah. Jaden Daniels isn't that good. We all know that.
Jaden Daniels has the best completion percentage of any rookie in the history of the NFL. Let me tell you that. All right, I made fun of Will Levis for doing mayonnaise commercials last week. Maybe Will Levis needs to do more mayonnaise commercials because he has actually had a really good game. Yeah, I mean, they ended up beating. That's why I was thinking that they ended up beating the Texans last week. I can't figure Tennessee out. I mean,
Who did they beat last week?
Houston.
Oh,
Was it like 30 to
Stroud.
27?
I mean, Stroud just gave that game away over and over and over. He's
well,
so bad.
his offensive line is so bad.
No, he is so bad. He was throwing the ball right to the other team.
Washington's on a 3-game.
Oh, here we go. Some Cincy fans.
Some Cincy fans,
How
all
about
right.
that?
I think they have the sound on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it doesn't really make a difference.
Why would you do that?
Because J.J. McCarthy is out for the season, and Daniel Jones has a lot
Let's
of
experience.
experience. So,
Vikings fans speaking.
so I mean, the whole Giants team sucks. Daniel Jones sucks. The whole Giants team sucks. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna take Washington this one. I think they figure it out. They turn around. They're going back home, but I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a tougher game. I think what is the spread on this one? 6?
5.5.
5.5. I think it's gonna be a closer game. Tennessee's been staying these games closer. Their defense has been keeping the games. They're more of a first half team as opposed to a second half team, but they're not as disappointing as I thought they were.
I'll take the Commies.
Now, speaking of Tennessee, Mike Vrabel was their coach. They fired him. And obviously, I think he was a very good coach because they are doing a lot worse without him. I like Mike Vrabel on the list of coaching candidates for the Bears. But if Ohio State fires Ryan Day, I would love to bring in our guy from Ohio State, Mike Vrabel. I think that'd be fun. He's already in Ohio. He's consulting for the Browns right now. So.
Texans, Jags.
Texans, Jags. All right, the Jags. are horrible.
Texans won 11 of 13 against the Jags.
The Jags have lost 14 of their last 17. They have a losing record in 11 of the 13 seasons that this guy has owned the team. He's on the team. Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think he's coming back today. I expect to see a big game from Joe Mixon. This is a perfect game for.
Speaking,
Houston
we
for
talked about one-score games earlier, about Raiders, about the Chiefs. The Jags are 1-6 in one-score games, so they could have a whole opposite end of the spectrum type season if they went the other way. One play, you never know.
They're playing a lot of sloppy football. There's a lot of fumbles. There's a lot of just
Penalty, like
It's just not a well-coached team. And they've gone through a lot of coaches in the last. This game, what I said, the guy. Yeah. The
But
coaches.
prior to the third looks pretty bad.
Well, they are second in the league in sacks behind Denver, getting 48 sacks a game, but they are also fourth in giving up sacks. So they need to protect him a little bit more. I think when they protect him, and Nico Collins coming back was supposed to be more of a security blanket for him. He's been.
I think
Trey's watching. Trey, you don't get any more jerseys.
this is gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be a Joe Mixon type game
Exactly
where they're
what I
gonna give it to Joe Mixon. He's been a little slow the last couple of weeks, where the prior games before that he was over 100 yards. So I feel like the Texans are going to get the win on the back of Joe Mixon.
Yeah, he only had 22 yards on 14 carries last week, which is atrocious.
Yep.
Yeah, Texans should figure this one out. The Jags might have the number 1 overall pick. Are they taking a quarterback? They just paid Trevor Lawrence all that money.
No.
All right. Maybe they should take an offensive lineman. I don't know. They're just quite the best. Like being a Browns fan, it's fun to look at other teams that are a little bit messier than we are. Yeah. And they are quite the mess. They have a lot of figuring out to do. And going into December now, these bad teams, the Giants, the Browns, the Jags, it's really now just the showcase of who we can keep on the team, what are we going to do, how are we going to make these adjustments. But yeah, Jags are really, really bad. And they were like people's sexy Super Bowl picks the last couple of years too.
Who?
The Jags.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Pick them. Not me.
Sexy Super Bowl picks are kind of sexy.
So you're taking Houston? You're
Yeah.
taking all right.
Wow.
I didn't want to. Just like last week, I picked them against the Titans. I said on the show I did not want to pick them because of Stroud, and what happened? He blew the game. They lost.
All right. Let's
Chargers, Falcons. So this is a
Falcons.
funny game because Harbaugh's the coach of the Chargers. He's making Joey Bosa and J.K. Dobbins wear maize and blue the day after they beat Ohio State. He's playing 4D chess with them,
What's up?
playing those cool maize and blue type uniforms today.
My little fun nugget of funness yesterday when I was doing my notes was like, oh, so J.K. Dobbins is hurt, so Gus Edwards is starting, and they're playing for a Harbaugh team. Oh, but this is not the Baltimore Ravens of old. This is
No.
now the Chargers, which used to be J.K. Dobbins is hurt, so Gus Edwards is in, and Harbaugh was coaching. You were talking about point differential before, showing how well a team is. The Falcons are the only first place team with a negative point differential. They've been outscored 274 to 244. So they early in the season were like the Chiefs. They were winning these one possession games. They got crushed by Denver. The Denver that crushed them a couple weeks ago, I think it was like 38-3. Justin Herbert is playing really, really well. He's only had 1 interception to his 13 touchdowns.
Who?
Justin Herbert.
I love him.
Chargers.
You love him?
And I love you too.
Oh, I love you too. The Chargers, we talked about that defense a few weeks ago. They're really good. And then they've given up 27 points a game the last couple of weeks here. So the defense has kind of fallen off a little bit. I don't know. I don't
Falcons coming off a bye. They still have only given up they still only have 10 sacks, which is their lowest ever in history. I feel like the Falcons are going to find a way to win this game somehow, some way. West Coast going to East Coast. I like the Chargers, but
Yeah, Chargers are fun, but I don't they don't really have that number 1 receiver there. It's been Palmer and Johnson and everything. And without J.K. Dobbins there, Falcons are going to be well rested. I expect to see a lot of Bijan today. Bijan has slowly been making a nice season.
here's the playoffs right there for you. See, we're still in the hunt.
Yeah. I mean, right with San Francisco, that's wild. Everyone thought San Francisco were right at the top there. So, yeah, looks like 2 teams are going to come out of the East, 3 teams are going to come out of the North. So if you want a wild card spot,
No, Washington's going to fall off of that. We'll move in.
all right. I think I'm going to take Atlanta too, coming off that bye. Tampa also team coming off a bye. I didn't make any notes about this one. Although Carolina, again, same kind of thing. We thought they were atrocious, and they've been putting together a nice little run here. Almost beat the Chiefs last week. Have won, 3 games here.
To lose because we have another good pick from them this year. So lose Carolina.
Yeah. Tampa is Tampa good?
No.
Is it their defense? Because their offense is pretty solid. They figured it out.
Well, their pass defense is so bad, but they got Jamel Dean back last week. He ended up making a nice impact. Mike Evans made some nice plays. I mean, they're going to get the win today. I don't think they're making far in the playoffs. They're going to be one and done, I feel like, but so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that NFC South is just a horrible division.
Yeah.
So, Bucks win today. Sorry, Carolina. I don't have any notes on that. Let's stay in the NFC South. I've been on for 35 minutes. Jeez, we're just crushing it today. The Rams, off that disappointing loss, I really thought the Rams were going to beat the Eagles last week, and I didn't think the Eagles could sustain that win streak. Going to New Orleans. New Orleans has just been a mess with injuries this year. Their leading receiver is their running back. What did I see? We were listening to the car this morning. When Derek Carr has a good passer rating, they're undefeated. When he has under 98% passer rating, they're defeated.
Derek Carr's lost to every team in the league except for the Raiders, so he plays them right after Christmas. So be able to see if he can lose to every team in the league. He has the most losses through a career ever.
I'm projecting a
Out of any
Kyron Williams
quarterback.
touchdown today.
Are you?
I am.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think Kyron Williams had a touchdown. New Orleans having trouble stopping the run. The last time we saw New Orleans on the field, though, Taysom Hill, it was against my Browns. Browns lost him. Taysom Hill had the best fantasy game for a tight end in the history of fantasy football. So I'm expecting the Rams to maybe try to.
Rams are 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 49.5. I might take the over on that game. I feel like it's be high scoring in this game.
Yeah, I really do like the Rams. I want to see them get into the playoffs here.
Lindsey Hunt says hi.
Oh, hi, Lindsay. We miss you. But I'm going to take the Rams for this one. The Saints have a lot to figure out there as well. With is Olave back? That concussion. I wasn't sure if he.
I don't think so.
All right, this is probably the game of the day here.
Not really.
We have it's all about the run game here. We got the two best rushers in the league, the only 2,000-yard rushers in Saquon and Derrick Henry. We got the two best rushing quarterbacks in the league, pretty much, with Lamar and Jalen Hurts there. Hurts has been pretty good lately.
No, yes.
He
Yes, he
No,
does.
all he does is play garbage the first 2-3 quarters of the game, and then they're like, oh, maybe we should hand it off to Saquon, and then he runs it for 50 yards three times, and they win.
18 touchdowns and 1 interception in the 7-game win streak that they are on. Baltimore is crazy in the red zone. They're scoring almost 80% of the time they're in the red zone. So Philly needs to stop them there in the red zone. And Philly's actually really good at third down. They're number 1 in the league in stopping. The Rams had no third down conversions against Philly last week. So that's going to be interesting there. But I mean, it's just going to be. I feel like you think it's Henry versus Saquon. It's this rush game, and it's going to end up being a passing game, a pass-happy game. Because that Baltimore defense is horrible. The 31st in passing defense in the league, I believe. So I expect to see some A.J. Brown. I expect to see some Donovan Smith. Maybe get Dallas Goedert involved.
Baltimore's favored by 3. Philly's speaking of pass defense, held quarterbacks over 140 yards per game over the last however many during its win streak.
Yeah, Baltimore's allowing a lot of points, but they're putting up a lot of points.
Obviously,
the number 1 and number 3 offense. It's going to be a highly offensive game.
I'm picking Baltimore, obviously. Easily win.
Yeah.
Cover the 3 points.
I don't know. Last week I picked against Philly because I didn't think they could sustain it. They go out to the West Coast and they win. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Philly in this one because I think it's going to actually be more of an air attack. And I think in that kind of situation, I'm going to trust Jalen Hurts more than I'm going to trust. And I hate Baltimore.
You're going to trust Jalen Hurts more than Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
What?
Against the 31st pass defense. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
No.
That's why we're the worst. This game in the beginning of the season, we're going to Sunday Night Football now. You saw this game, Sunday Night Football, first week of December. San Francisco's going to Buffalo, 2 Super Bowl contenders, and then the air all came out of the balloon. And it's just, I mean,
And there's 50 inches of snow
is Brock Purdy back?
I don't know. I don't think so.
know.
And I don't know if Nick Bosa's back either. They were really missing him. Even Christian McCaffrey coming back, we thought he was going to answer all their problems, and he's really struggled coming back. He really hasn't played that great. On the other side of the ball, Buffalo has just been outstanding pretty much everywhere. Offense, defense, run game, pass game.
The kicker can't get their bats can't kick extra points. That's the one thing.
It's just go for
But he
2-point
does make
conversion and let Josh Allen pick it in every time.
49ers have had 18 penalties over the last 2 games. That's the most over any team over a 2-game span this season. They haven't lost 3 games all season.
Well, then my notes a few weeks ago were coming out of the bye. The last few years, they are the best team coming out of their bye week, and that seems to be opposite this year. So I don't know what's going on with that team. If it seems like it's not wasn't McCaffrey, you get him back, and they're still not.
Yeah, I'm picking the Bills here. This is their second straight game.
Thank you.
Second straight game that the 49ers are being the underdogs. They're 7-point dogs in this game. And then the 36 games before the last 2, they were the favorites. So just knows that they're trending in the wrong direction. The Bills are trending in the upwards direction. It's changing in the guard kind of situation. So I think it's the Bills the year. I feel like it's going to be a Bills Detroit type of Super Bowl this year where one team's going to get off the schneid and get their first
Super Bowl win.
which would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, Bills. Josh Allen's the least sacked quarterback in the league this year, so they are protecting him, and he's hard to sack. He's a big guy. He's hard to take down.
And he breaks outside the pocket, and he either throws it away or he scrambles. So
Yeah, and they're talking about the running game. I thought they were going to talk about James Cook and Ray Davis. No, the running game is James Cook and Josh Allen.
yes.
And Khalil Shakir has turned out to be the number one receiver there. If it's not going to be him, Cooper is doing some stuff out there. You get the 2 tight ends. I like Buffalo. They're fun. I've had Josh Allen on my fantasy team for like 4 years in a row now, so I've just become a big Josh Allen fan. And they're not finding ways to win; they're just winning games right out. They're not the Chiefs, where they're just kind of figuring it out at the end of the game. So yeah, I'm taking Buffalo in this one too. Man,
Browns, Broncos.
me versus Carter.
Broncos surprise team of the year after getting blown out the first few games of the year.
It's the Sean Payton.
Yeah, they finally got Sean Payton's offense clicking into play. Bo Nix is playing well. I still don't think he's that great. I just think he's making the right decisions.
Cortland Sutton has
And
the
they have
best
a great
completion
defense.
percentage in the league. He's 100% completion percent. He's thrown 2 passes, I think. They both been caught, 1 for a touchdown. Him and Cortland Sutton are really getting that chemistry week by week. It's looking better and better.
Jerry Jeudy revenge game.
Jerry Jeudy revenge game. He had 6 targets, 6 catches in that Steelers. Jerry Jeudy is finally looking like the Jerry Jeudy that was drafted by the Broncos.
Yeah, he usually doesn't catch the ball, but he is.
I mean,
Browns still have the worst third down conversion rate,
yeah,
which is the worst since 1999 in the NFL. 27%.
You never know what you're going to get with Jameis Winston, like we said.
But no, we said it's boom or bust.
Yeah, and by play,
Yes.
by drive. It's
Yes.
not game by game. It's like
there's the one game where he throws a pick, there's a penalty, next play he throws a 30-yard touchdown. So
very inconsistent, and maybe he needs another LASIK surgery. Maybe I'm torn off. Denver, they're getting more sacks than anybody else. They do that 44 sacks right now. Yeah, they're in the wild card hunt. So
they're in it, to win it. I'm going to pick the Broncos.
I'm taking the Broncos too. It's going to Mile High. I can't take Cleveland on the road.
It's not going to be a high-scoring game, though, I feel like.
Okay, you asked about who's out. Nick Foles is definitely out. Purdy is questionable, and McCaffrey is questionable.
Okay.
Which probably means they're going to play.
Yeah, so Bosa is out, so that's another reason why I should pick the Bills. Yeah, I think this will be a low-scoring game too. I'm going to say somewhere like around 38, which is my total here.
I think I put 32.
I think I put 34.
So there we are.
All right, yeah. So it's so weird. Browns didn't play. They get a long week. I didn't have a game last Sunday. I don't have a game this Sunday.
You got to update your software.
I will update my software tonight. Thank you. It will update tonight. It's not telling me that.
So I know Carter's been a guest. My brother's been a guest host on this show a few times before. He probably has negative fans on here,
we
but-
probably lost followers.
We probably lost followers. but happy birthday to him. Happy
He's
birthday to
60
Chris.
today.
He is 60 years old.
60 years old today.
He is not.
Carter's turned 60.
March 60.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got the body of a 6-year-old,
Yes.
the mentality of a 12-year-old.
I'm on 10. Yeah, I'm on here.
You guys want to see a picture, Carter?
Yeah, let's show. I have a picture card. Should we show our fans my picture card this morning?
How
Wait,
bad
hold on a
is it?
second. It's back.
How bad is it? Should it be shown on?
Happy birthday, Carter.
Happy birthday, Carter.
Happy
Sleeping.
birthday, Carter.
And Kristen,
And Kristin.
And Chris,
Steelers fan.
And
State fan, yes. Carl's also 60, looking through all the
Now I'm
pictures.
90.
well, then I must be a hundred.
Are you showing the picture of the fans, or should I? All
Okay.
one of them.
You're right. 102.
well, the fans are waiting in anticipation for this.
Oh, yeah.
I think he had. I
It's
think
not
he had
safe
to
for
delete it.
the internet. We're gonna kick off
Luckily,
YouTube.
I'm not going to be able to
Oh,
find it.
all right.
Oh, that's
Bye,
nice.
guys.
All right, bye, guys.
Can I put you?
Oh, and we will not be here next week.
No.
No, sorry, you're gonna have to go 1 week without us.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I will be at the Bucks game. Oh,
He
geez.
hates it.
I'll be at the Bucks game, and you'll be at Universal Studios. So
Yep.
we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Can I set up the music now?